Dude, copyright infringement is kind of crazy. Like, we had a lady come talk to us, like, because we're in art school, and she's like talking to us about copyright infringement, and she's like, "Does anyone think this is copyright infringement?" Like, she gave us an example, and no one in my class says anything because they're all like so quiet. So I'm like, "Fine, I'll offer my." I'm like, "No, I don't think that's copyright infringement." And she goes, "Actually, it is." I'm like,
Most things are.
yeah, exactly. So she's like, "Actually, it is." She said, and she explained why. I'm like, "Well, by those like rules, basically every time you click the share button on Facebook, that's copyright infringement."
Yeah.
And then she goes,
Yes.
pretty much, yeah. And I'm just like, oh, so then we're all creating copyright infringement and we shouldn't care. So why are you talking to us about this stupid bullshit? Like,
Is that what you
like,
said? I hope so.
America.
no, I wanted to say that to her, but I was trying to be nice to her, but it's just like, so basically like your argument is either it's not or it is and we all do it and they can't punish us all. And she's just like, she actually took it a direction. She's like, it is and you can't punish us all. But it's like, but her idea was it is and you can punish us all. I'm like, oh, good luck arresting all of Facebook. Like, it's not going to happen. So, like I drew a picture for my class. I drew a picture of my Arizona iced tea jug and it came out beautifully. And so I told, ask a couple of people like, okay, what's the first thing when you look at this picture? What's the first thing you change about it when you see it? And this chick was like, "Oh, it looks great. Like I can't give you any pointers, anything to add on it." And then my roommate was standing there. He's like, "Copyright infringement."
No.
And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Arizona IC, it's copyright. You can't draw it." I'm like,
What? That's
That's
Well,
not
I'm like-
copyright
I'm like-
infringement.
well,
Yeah.
technically it might be also, but
No.
see, like the way I
That's
look at
not-
it,
Nope, it's
Yeah.
really not.
well, the way I look at it is unless you're making money off of it.
No, you can make money off of it, dude. If you drew it yourself, you can do
Well, I
it.
was gonna say like I'm like, well, like my main argument was like, someone last week drew a Starbucks cup of coffee, so like if anyone's gonna get copyright infringement, it's gonna go off them. Second of all, Arizona was like probably looking at this as free advertisement. If anything,
Yeah.
if they'd ever see it, that's what they'd see it as. And but at the very least, like, just like I'm not gonna erase. Like at the very worst, I go up there and the teacher's like copyright infringement, can't do it. Like I'll take a eraser and go like this, like big deal.
Yeah.
But until that
Flip
happens,
through the letters around.
It's
right.
so stupid. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I don't know. I looked way into it and stuff, and like people do stuff with Star Wars and stuff, fan art and
Yeah,
stuff like
right.
that all the time. They make hella money off of that shit. And
Yeah.
that's,
Well, it's like-
I had to go all gangster to express how much money people make off of their own bootleg Star Wars bullshit. You know.
Well, and then if you really want to get technical, like, okay, so that Arizona thing is copyrighted. Like, well, like, so is I drew my Razer Naga, my mouse. I'm like, that's design is copyrighted. Like, literally almost anything you can draw, like, everything in this room is copyrighted. Like, yeah, like, it doesn't, just because it's copyrighted doesn't mean you can't put it down onto paper. Like,
and especially if you're using it, I think it's like
You have artistic license for that stuff.
there's like 2 or 3 things you can do that's under artistic if it's like parody, commentary, or like a review or something. And then there's like another thing, and some of them are still like copyright infringement, and then
Yeah.
some of them are like, well, yeah, like you can draw a logo and then say it's art. And then,
Yeah. yeah. Because, I mean, at that point, like, you'd have to alter everything you draw. Like,
Yeah.
like they could be like, that's our mouse. You can't use that model of a mouse in your picture. Like, no, you can't say that. So I was just like, really? You're going to try and, like, I literally told him, I'm like, I'm turning it as in. He's like, I'm just telling you it's copyright infringement. I'm like, it's not. But I'm like, it's not, or it is, and no one cares. Or it's not, and no one cares. Either way, no one cares. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes I wonder if it's like more economically, feasible for maybe say like a movie or a band or something to say, hey, these people, they're copying our movie from X and X years ago,
right?
and you're like, oh fuck, we're suing for that. It'll cost us like however many $1,000s to get it going, and then the press infiltrated. Everyone's all of a sudden hearing about Titanic and how some other movie is ripping it off.
Right.
It's cheaper than putting an ad in the paper every week.
Yeah, you just need the press release, yeah.
It's just like people just suing each other for the sake of,
Yeah. It's so true.
it's copyright. Oh, wait a minute, that's cheaper than just paying TNT.
Unless you lose. And
No, even if you lose, you still get. Look at all the fucking people who have lost who are rich as piss.
who's that?
We're just pissed.
No, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who have not necessarily like celebrities who try and sue. Lindsay Lohan, for instance, tries and sue game companies for her likeness, like Grand Theft Auto 5, and she's not necessarily going to win, but she still riches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
Yeah. That was one of the most frustrating. Like, just for her to be like, yeah, pretty much everyone's sharing on Facebook is, yeah, like copyright infringement. I'm like, why are we having this conversation? This is so stupid. I can guarantee you, not one person's gonna go home and think, oh, I probably shouldn't share this now.
They probably just want you to know since it's an art class.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking I'm gonna be nice to her because she's probably just this is probably something she has to do, like it's mandatory.
Maybe she was trying to get you on the other side, not trying to make you guys afraid, but maybe trying to make you guys
Yeah.
be on the lookout for your things.
Yeah.
So when if somebody ever infringes on your copyright, you can be,
Call 'em out.
hey,
You know the rules.
That's
and
not-
Hey, dude, that's a cool post. That's fucking mine. Why didn't you tag me in it, you fuck? Like,
It happens. Eric gets his stuff copied all the time, and they don't give him credit for it or anything.
see, there you go. And that's one of those things that I like about those whole, you know what, you're just, you know, copyright infringing. You can spot it.
Yeah,
You know it. So,
yeah,
and when someone comes up with something legit like Eric tries,
yeah. He does a lot of the digital art stuff, and I get like. At our level, like we're not getting paid, so it's just like just to see our name. Or like at first, it's like when you see your product that someone stole, even not without giving you credit, it's like sweet, someone thought that was cool enough to steal. And then it gets to the point where like once you get your name tagged to it enough times, like and then you see it and that pop up again when they just stole it and didn't tag your name in it, then you start getting a little bit like just wanted my name there. So I can imagine people are getting paid. They're like, well, they give me credit, but I ain't getting money out of that. So I guess it's like depends where you're at.
well, at the very least, you should always own everything you create. That's
Yeah.
super important.
Mm. Yeah, your name should always be tagged to it if you did it. Yeah.
And all the rights that are possible, you know.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
most things, you know, not everybody's gonna make a movie out of something you create, but you know,
Yeah.
you shouldn't just give it away just because.
Well, I thought it was a little bit bullshit. She brought up an example of Kim Kardashian getting sued by some paparazzi guy because he took a photo of her and she ended up loving it or something like that. And so she used it as her like Facebook picture or something, or used it on one of her websites or something like that. Then the paparazzi guy sued her for it because it was his photo. I'm just like, this is a really interesting argument. But to me, so she's using his image, but
That's
his
her
image is
likeness.
her likeness.
yeah.
Like, so like, I mean, like, in all fairness, I don't even
he
like
owns
Kim
the picture.
Kardashian.
He owns the picture though. Like,
Yeah, but she owns the
photographers. Why do you think photographers actually make money?
That's true.
They actually own the pictures. They sell them to you.
Who
Yeah.
won that?
Kim Kardashian lost it.
Yeah.
I
Lost
think
it?
I think it's bullshit. I think he's making money.
Photographers do own it.
Yeah.
Even.
But she didn't ask for the picture to be taken, right?
It doesn't
Exactly.
But he took it, so he owns it. So I mean, even if she did he illegally get it, or did he just get it that pissed her off because she was in public and he took a picture? Because he owns that picture still. That's how photographers actually
Yeah, but
make
she
money.
didn't
Like
physically take
Spider-Man
it
will
from
get
him.
fucked.
Yeah, they do. They take it and Spider-Man sells it to the
Yeah,
newspaper.
but see that I like that. Okay, like when Spider-Man sells the newspaper because he's got something that no one else has. He has pictures of Spider-Man that no one else has. He sells that to him like that's cool, but like, but this is like at what point?
That
Can,
was a bad. That was a bad thing.
yeah, but
It
like,
was just-
yeah, like,
What if someone made a painting of Kim Kardashian and she liked it and used it?
It'd be the same thing.
again, like
Would that
to me-
still be the same thing? You think Kim owns the rights to that painting?
She would lose. Like she lost with the photo.
yeah, but to me, like, to
so
take-
you think she should lose with the photo? You
But,
think?
like-
yeah,
but
it's the
there's a
photo's
difference
right.
between, like-
it's the photographers. Yeah, I agree with Ian.
But
It's
then
the-
there's a difference between like photography as art and photography. Like you are taking 1,000 pictures in a second.
Oh, that's
You're-
like a letter of the law versus the spirit
That's
of the law
that's what
thing.
I think too. Because
Like-
the guy, if he owns the right to that picture, that means he can do whatever he wants to the picture. Sell it to freaking Fruit Loops, and they can put it on the box. And Kim
No, they can't put it-
Kardashian's like,
I don't know if they can put it on the box, but he can sell them the picture.
yeah, he
So
could.
it's like that's what I'm saying.
He
Like
could sell them the rights.
kind of, not necessarily, because they can't.
They can't put it on the box. That's a different
yeah,
thing.
like
But-
like so
No,
like,
well,
you
they
said-
can't do anything they want with it. They can't,
Right, yeah, but
they
they
can't put it to some naked
okay,
body.
then I'll cover up a
yeah.
Have it
magazine
strut
saying,
around Tokyo
Look
in
at
giant
look
form.
at the dumbass. you
What
know?
was
Yeah,
interesting?
that's the magazine's problem. It's not the photographers.
But like, so who owns the photo then? If the photographer owns the photo, that's not quite true though, because he cannot sell this photo to any company. Then they have them like, because then they own it, but they can't just like post it on the box.
Yeah, that's their
Because-
problem. That's not the photographer's problem.
No, but I'm saying, so does the photographer ever really fully own the photo? No.
Yeah, but he can't
what-
go
She
show it
still
around
has
and do
her-
whatever.
she- like-
What can he do with it then?
Well, I guess have it.
Yeah.
privately. and
So like
sell
to
it
me, like,
whoever
but
wants.
like, can't she have it privately? Like,
Okay.
The thing is, she's so public, such a public figure that her private
stole
life
his
is
image.
public. So if she makes it her Facebook photo or something like that, then like,
Well, if you do that, then you have to be able to distinguish between photos as art and photos.
yeah,
as just
but
photos.
no, I think most of these falls on where it gets really blurry is the fact that is she making money off of it? But when you're famous, you make your image is always making money. Like you're making money off your image. So it's like it's such
That's
a blurry
that's a
line.
real argument, probably.
Yeah, the real argument is she making money off of it? Yes and no. She is, but then at the same time, there's no way for her not to.
Yeah, because that guy basically, he's like, I just gave you a nice photo for free, you know? Like, you would have paid somebody to take that.
But then also, like, a digital photograph is like,
How
there's
much
no,
did he get? Do you know?
I have no idea. But
He
like,
got like $5,000 or something.
oh no, I think he got like multi-million.
No, he didn't get
Yeah.
multi-million.
Yeah.
Bullshit, he did not.
Oh yeah, well
$multi-million
it's
for
like
that.
all you have to. It's so easy to be like, well, it's more like you can sue for way more than you should have ever made off of it.
She
'cause-
she wouldn't settle for that low.
That photo
Mul-
was
multi-million
maybe
sounds
$400
high.
or something.
No,
stupid
she
like
lost
that.
the case. She lost the case. She didn't settle.
She would have had to get paid
Oh,
like
wait.
7,000 times the value of that photo.
Oh yeah, but that's how it goes. Like when you burn yourself at McDonald's, you like 20 billion times off what the hospital bill costs.
Was that even over $200,000? That one? I thought that was like 150 grand. And that's serious. Like you burn yourself on some shit. That's fucked. But
Well, either way, it's just like it's just silly to think that like I uploaded a picture to Facebook that I didn't take, and now I'm like having to pay out the nose.
what'd you do? What?
Like if she I remember what she used it on. Like like just to think you could upload a picture that you didn't
Yeah.
take. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah, and then the argument comes down to it's like, okay, so Mike, who's in college, has posted the, cover to Happy Gilmore on his Facebook. I don't think Adam Sandler can give a shit, but
Exactly, and it's actually a fine line. 'cause,
maybe
like,
if Adam Sandler didn't like you though,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you
he-
called him a dick or something.
But it starts. It's like baby stepping because at what point does because what YouTube and stuff wanted to do for a while there they're gonna be forced to with the SOPA Act and stuff is like you couldn't like let's say you were recording some turtles crossing the road because you're an animal enthusiast. Like, look at this is so awesome. Or like, okay, it was better. Like,
Yeah.
you're a train enthusiast and a train's going by, and on the side of the train there's a Pepsi ad. Well, if SOPA would have went through, you would have to take that and you have to blur the Pepsi sign as it passes by. Like literally, like you couldn't have any copyright infringement, like at all. So like you have to like say like, at some point you have to be like. Just let it go. Like it's not you're not infringing. It's just something happens. Like so. Like when someone takes a picture of you, like when it's on their camera, you can say this is my photo, like right here. But when you put it on to a computer and duplicate it and it gets sent around, who's to say like sure that one like looks the exact same, but all you have to do is crop like 2 pixels off this side and 1 pixel off that side, and you can say this was taken a split millisecond later by a second guy who just gave it to me for free.
That kind of flashed in my mind too. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, just change the tint or make it change the contrast or
Yeah.
like you said, crop the logo out. But then it's like, I don't know, it's so complicated. Like if you start getting into that, you can just be
Yeah.
like, I didn't download your album. I erased the last 5 seconds of every song. It's a different song.
Exactly.
now,
Yeah.
you know?
So, yeah. And that's the old school way of doing it because I remember like you like sing a song like whoa, if we sing another 3 lyrics we have to pay for the song. So it's like
Yeah.
let's not go all the way. Like there's always like everyone's always trying to get around that copyright and it's so silly. But I don't know. It was just a silly argument in the school. And it's like this is so and like it's even sillier to have the argument in school because like we're students so we get extra rights. Like basically like as long as you're not making money off it, if it's for an assignment like. It's so hard to pull copyright. Like literally, one of my assignments
yeah.
was to copy the. Like we all chose a different one, but I had to copy Michelangelo's like the fingers like touching the atom.
It's art fraud.
And
at that.
like literally, it was to copy as close like when like every wrinkle on the page you had to like draw it in there and smudge it to make the paper look like it's actually wrinkled and like. It was literally copy the thing
Counterfeiting.
like as a counterfeit basically, and it was just like wow, this is actually kind of like illegal and this
Well,
assignment. This
there's
class.
no copyright on that because it's so old, right?
Well, no, there's still copyright
That's
on it.
public domain.
Well,
yeah.
I think so.
I think it's because there's still certain things like
It would only be illegal if you tried to pass it off as the real thing.
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, if you try and pass it off, but it's like so like again, like I wasn't worried about like, I'm gonna get pulled over on the way to school. It's more like it's just so silly how one class is like don't like copy don't draw Arizona iced tea cans because you're gonna go to jail, and the other one's like word for word copy this Michelangelo drawing. Like it's just so funny.
Yeah, it's basically be aware of the things that could get you in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in life is a copyright infringement.
Right.
Here are things you should think about to not get sued, most likely.
You're right. And then it made me also think like, okay, like at what point, like, so you buy something that's copyrighted, like it's again, I'll use an Arizona can, like I buy a can of Arizona iced tea and drink it. And if I dent the can I'm like, at that point I've changed it now. Like the can is now Mike's can, but it's got Arizona written on it. Like, isn't that copyright infringement now? Cause like I'm changing your artwork and like passing it off as my own. Like,
I think it's more of a trademark issue than
Yeah,
like,
look up what.
well,
exactly
that's
the
where it comes down to is, are you making money off of it? And if you're not making money off of it, that's why most people don't care. Because like if I were to like turn an assignment in, like Arizona's not going to call me up tomorrow and say, good, like that, like we're pissed off at you and your teacher for drawing this, that we're going to sue you. They're not going to care because I didn't make money off it. They didn't lose money off of it.
Yeah, they didn't lose money off.
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of like they didn't lose money off it, but like I could see as an artwork, like someone like, let's say you did a cool movie poster for this movie that you were in love with. The movie plays like you spend like 20 hours making it. They see it and then they use it. You'd be like, I didn't lose any money, but I like that is my poster.
You
I
did
deserve-
lose money.
Way,
Yeah.
you need so much money.
Yeah,
compensated for
exactly.
yourself.
So you do like even if you're not losing money, you do deserve money. But if you were like,
You're losing money.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did lose money.
well,
Time is money.
Well, I mean,
Time is
no, I mean
valuable.
like if you were doing
Yeah.
just as like I was just doing it in my spare time. Because like Eric makes tons of movie posters, and he does it for free. It's just like making a skill out of it. But like he's not losing any money. So if money or like even if some company took
He's
that,
not losing any capital, but he's losing a lot of money.
Yeah,
Well, the money you lose, it's not the time spent.
You're not losing-
the opportunity you could have
Yeah.
sold.
yeah, it's not that you're not losing. It's that you're not
it's
gaining.
also the fact that they took it from you without asking.
So like to me, like it's not that it doesn't matter if you are making like when you make money off. It's not that if you lost money. It's the fact that you are deserved that. Like if they're making money off your product, and that's where the argument comes in most of the time.
It's not like Star Wars was out there and they were like researching how to make the ultimate movie poster, and you swooped in and you went all James Bond on their operation and got all their top secret info and made like a carbon copy replica of what they're trying to do and put it out. It's not like that.
No, but I just mean like let's say like Star Wars Episode 7's coming out and you saw the previews for it, and I mean like there is tons of Star Wars Episode 7 movie posters out there right now that are all fan made, and like if Star Wars saw that and like because there's some awesome ones and they saw that and posted up there, the person just made it for fun and never expected to make money off it, I would still say they're owed the money. Anyone
Yes,
would
yeah,
say
of
they're
course,
owed the
definitely.
money off of it.
That
And it's
would be a
like,
shady move for them to just do that.
Right, right.
And I think in the eye of the law they would get money.
oh, I'm sure they
It
would.
would totally
So my-
be.
Yeah,
easily sued.
for
Yeah.
sure. But so that's my point. Is like, even if like let's just say Star Wars didn't do it, like they would be mad not because they lost money, but because they are owed that money. So yeah, I don't remember where we started on that one, but I don't remember.
I
where
guess
we
I
started.
agree.
Copyright
I don't
law.
know.
Copyright infringements.
Yeah.
Infringements.
It's
But,
yeah,
but I was just trying to
YouTube. We're
say,
talking about
it's not
YouTube.
it's not about the losing money. It's the part about the not gaining when you owe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. See, okay, so if that guy would have before 7 started sold a million bajillion copies of that
Yeah.
on eBay and said that he was officially licensed to do so,
Yeah.
he'd be owing Star Wars.
well, yeah, that's the flip side. If someone like makes these awesome Star Wars Episode 7 posters and they start selling them, like I mean, unless if they made a lot of money, then like Star Wars is so rich they don't care about a little bit of money. But let's just say like some smaller like movie, and some guy made this awesome poster and starts selling them all over the place. Then the other company should be like is deserved. Like, hey, that's our movie you're doing stuff with. Like, we deserve some of the money there too. It's a what's that called when you two people or a couple of people come together and make collaboration. Like it is both ways. So that's why I just think it was silly that that
It's
Kim.
murky too because there's so many.
Yeah.
different
Yeah, I was gonna
little
say I can think of
ticky-tack.
so many companies who make like video game T-shirts and video game merchandise that they obviously do not ask for permission. They're just like, let's make a Chrono Trigger shirt. That'd be cool. Here, draw the symbol, draw the logo. There you go, $20.
And they're just flying under the safety of we're too small to go after. Like it'd be like a millionaire scraping the bottom of the barrel for pennies.
Yeah,
when
it's
they-
not like McDonald's is putting it on a cup
Yeah,
and saying,
exactly.
"Hey,
They have
fuckers,
bigger fish to
this is-
fry."
I did this on MS Paint. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Maybe, but they're still like full on, companies.
They are then, and yeah, in that way you do take it more seriously. But at the same
think
time,
it
you're like,
must-
okay, I have to spend $5,000 to take down a $250 a month operation.
Yeah, I think it just must be some companies set precedents. Like you see a ton of like everyone copies Fender guitars, just a Strat copy just up and down the street everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you never see Rickenbacker copies. Everyone jumps on those, right?
What?
Like you know how
You
like
never do?
a Fender copy, like everyone makes a Strat copy, right?
Yeah.
Even like the headstock. But have you ever seen a Rickenbacker fake?
Why would I?
Because Rickenbacker goes after everybody.
Yeah.
Rickenbacker goes after everybody.
They have like
Yeah.
a just in their policy where they're like no copies.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But at the same time,
Oh, I got you.
when they make such a stance like that, it's like they're taking everyone as a collective. Instead of saying, I'm going to go after you, the little tiny guy, and you, like, they're like, we're going to go after anyone. So, like, we're going to spend this one-time expense, and then, like, every now and then have to do a little bit of maintenance by picking on the people who test it. But, like we're going to say, don't do it at all. If you do, we're going to make an example out of a few people to the point where everyone's going to be too afraid to do it. But, like, now they have that clean slate, like, no one makes ours. So they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But usually, like, if they haven't made that big stance like that, like, no one's gonna go after those tiny little nobodies.
I don't know, but with Rickenbacker, you can say that about a lot of random companies that aren't copyable guitars. Like Rickenbacker is so distinct,
Yeah, that's what they're going for.
you know, and it's not like a Strat where it's just, you know.
See, but that's I think the definitions came in the reverse order than that. The thing why you think a Strat is so copyable is because it was copied and Fender was just like whatever.
It was the more marketable guitar, though.
Because Fender let it be.
That's yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I guess I'd have to look into it, but I don't know if just because the Rickenbackers are so extreme compared to other guitars.
I don't think the build quality is like how it's put together is different from like a Gibson, but you still see Les Paul copies around.
I mean, you can okay. So if the untrained viewer of guitars, see somebody with a Rickenbacker, they know Rickenbacker different than Gibson, different than Fender, but
Yeah.
they might not know the difference between Fender and Gibson. They might think, "Oh, well, that's just a guitar. I see a guitar," but they see a Rickenbacker and they're like, "That's shaped funny.
That's a
more
unique looking thing.
unique."
Yeah.
But
I don't know. That's just what I heard. I heard some, a lot of companies don't care and let more things slide, and some companies really lock down.
I heard one time that in copyright law, you have to you're obligated to go after trademark infringements. I can't really back that up with being reading it, but I heard someone say that before.
Just whisper to you at night.
I heard another podcast talking about it where they're like, you're obligated in at least American copyright law to claim your patent. Like if someone tries to make a copy and you don't enforce it, then you just lose your copyright over it.
there has to be a big money thing to do because you could see so say, what's his fucking face in Salem who makes guitars, Normandy? That son of a bitch. If somebody copied his weird way of making, he has his own unique way. He could fucking go after them.
Yeah,
Because it's like
it's a patent, I think.
one-on-one.
If he holds a copyright on it, yeah.
And so there's got to be some kind of the
that's
size of the company.
when you get
involved
out
in
of
it, too.
out of country though, it gets really complicated.
Yeah.
Every country has
Because
their own copyright laws.
It basically, as soon as if you make something in America, you will see your product infringed all over China.
Oh yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
No, I know. Yeah.
That's why all the piracy sites are hosted in Sweden and
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
Because America has what is it? The life of the creator plus so many years or whatever.
Yeah.
No other country does that. They're just you get so many years and then it's public domain.
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
It's I know it's funny 'cause I was actually just seeing a picture of something like Kit Kat bars over in Japan or China, and they're called Cat bars, and they're give life a break with the Cat bar. It was even a messed up take a break, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. It's take a break of life with a Kit Kat bar or something. It was really badly translated. It's like it doesn't even matter. Like they could have done it word for word.
Yeah.
But,
Dude, it's no better in stores when you look at cereals like Rip Off.
Yeah.
It's like Frosted Flakes is like they're awesome.
yeah, exactly.
They're
pretty good.
Good.
It's funny, but that's how they do it. It's really I don't know.
And then you
It's
take
cheap,
that next,
but
like,
whatever.
Like again, like what's
I mean,
not.
if you have the product to back it up, fuck it, whatever.
What? Yeah, no, what's the other things? Like, what's like? Isn't that copyright infringement between Honeycombs and Frosted Flakes? They both have the same bold, like letters, like same font, like kind of like arced across the top of the box. They're all the same size, and they all have an animal in the front of them. It's like
I think their lawyers just said you got to have these criteria to make it.
that's
so
what it
doesn't-
is. Because
That's
when it
what
breaks
it
down the
is.
law, it's like it's very minute, like definitions, and like you're like, well, by definition, this isn't the same. By your eyeball, it's the fucking same thing.
Yeah. Like who sets the definitions? Like even with songs, when I go to forums, everyone's always complaining like, what do I do if somebody steals my song? How do I do this? Like how do you copyright a song? It's like, well, the lyrics. It's like, well, what if like it's the exact same music with different lyrics? It's like, well, then the melody. It's like, what if it's a different melody but the same chords? It's like, I don't know, dude. It's just a music at that point. There's so many elements to a song.
Dude,
like,
yeah.
I don't know.
See if they make even $5 off of it, and then come talk to me. All right?
Yeah.
Let's just go from there.
I was gonna say you have to be making money off of it.
There's
And
12
then-
notes in
yeah.
the world.
You gotta like
And then
prove
even
they
then-
heard yours too. Is that a part of it?
Huh?
They have to like prove that they heard yours in the first place.
Well, no, I'm sure
No.
like whoever came out first.
Well, you just have to have something dated before they have anything dated. Honestly.
Yeah.
It just makes it a harder fight. You can put it in like the National Library or whatever they call it to be like, oh, you
So
should
you
have
can
checked.
do the library.
But then it gets
Congress.
great when it's
Yeah.
like, how close is it exactly? And then it's like, who's like, depending on how close it is, like who has more money to spend on a lawyer? Like,
Yeah, no, it can come down to just saying fuck it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the other argument, like the Queen versus like Vanilla Ice. Like, sure, like word for word, that is the same tone when you start out the songs. But then after like the first like 10 seconds, like they're not even the same songs at the same time. Like, can you really copyright like dun 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 dun? Like, can you really? I don't know. Like, I don't even like Vanilla Ice. Come on. One's a rap song, one's a classic rock. Like, come on.
There's a lot of stuff with the sampling and people going after other people for that.
Yeah.
The trillions of songs. Another thing that I don't know, I really hate it when people are always talking about like just fans speculating things. It's like, why didn't this game come over? Why didn't this game come over? Like, oh, I bet it's because the music is a rip off of this song. Listen, and then listen to this. See, they're both hard rocking songs. And listen to this, and listen to this. They both have a piano intro of the same tempo. I'm like, do you guys know anything about music? Like, there's
Right.
trillions of songs. Like, that doesn't make them the same.
Like it's like it's just like there's no way to define common sense or so like if we could all like
no way
if
to
we could
define
all
common
like if there was a good way to elect a common sense judge it'd be so easy but there's just no way to like but like honestly like the only way to like tell if something's really copyright infringement is basically like look at it and be like come on. So like that's the only way to do it but you can't do that like
It's like PDA, you know, when you see it.
it's just like yeah so
It's like obscenity laws. You can't
Yeah.
they just need to like
find them, but they
We should
exist.
get rid of all laws.
they just need like American Idol. This where like a big commercial comes on for like 5 seconds. Like, is this copyright infringement? Vote now. And
That
like,
would be terrible.
right.
And maybe to kind of just, I don't know, just add a little bit here. I'm thinking with the whole copyright thing and making stuff as not the big company, not as the original, but as the little man. Like, if you are a band and say you are big, say you haven't even fucking gotten anywhere, and some random jabroni just comes out and draws a picture of you rocking the fuck out, and people like it, who's benefiting? I mean, you didn't
Right.
even put anything into that, and you are benefiting.
Yeah.
Right.
Somehow, somebody is seeing that somehow, even if it's you rocking out naked and you have a really small wiener.
Well, it's like that's what the.
Are you gonna see that guy really? Go stand up in front of the judge and God with your small wiener and just be like,
That's
I want
what
my
the lady
money.
said. Like she said, she goes. I've had 2 students this year come to me and tell me that they're freaked out because Facebook notified them and said that this is copyright infringement. They had to take this down, and they were afraid of what to do. I'm like, what? Like, Duh, take it down. Like, if Facebook's like, hey, this is copyright infringement, and if you put this up, they're gonna sue you, take it down. What do? You take it down. Who the fuck cares? But like, until I get that email, I'm gonna post everything. And I never expect to get an email from Arizona saying, take this down, take this free advertisement down. It's just not gonna happen. Like, so until I get something reported,
Yeah.
I don't
No,
care.
I'm gonna put an ad up for Jurassic Park 4 where I am the new star for the reboot. Jurassic Park 4, The Land Before Time. Or
The land after time.
The land after time.
we'll make some of our young childhood cartoons into this one and really go for our age group.
Yeah, I've gotten a few notices on YouTube.
About Jurassic Park 4?
Yeah. I upload my videos and it's all like, copyrighted by Warner Brothers Entertainment.
Spielberg pissed.
Come on, Spielberg.
Pissed.
That's not a dinosaur.
Universal,
roar.
dude.
Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've only had
Right
one
there.
thing reported, and that was my mankini, and Facebook's like, someone reported this for pornography, and you're
And we
fully,
agree. We agree.
You're fully clothed, so we agree you can keep this photo up there. And part of me was like pretty offended, just like
I looked for a while. I did not see a ball, nothing.
not even a straight pube.
We
Facebook
enhanced
analysts are
it.
all zooming in, like, well, what do you think it looks like, Jim?
But like at first I was like,
We
okay,
probably looked at it for 1
We
second.
ran
like,
this
all
under
right,
UV. We couldn't see anything. No skeletal, nothing.
They check the
You know what?
context. They're like, oh, it's a beer pong party. That's pretty funny. Like, let them have it.
you know, I had to make that Facebook employees day too. Like, click this one. Okay, yes, this is pornography. Click, this is pornography. Click. Oh God, that is one white kid. His balls are completely
They're in.
contained. They're in. Not porn.
Pulls the lever.
His nipples aren't covered, but that doesn't matter.
I should
flat
like
enough.
search for all like green mankini hashtags and see if I showed up on like some Facebook employees like status that day, like totally laughed at some kid's green mankini today, lol or something. But
Or if it's just some person in India just
Yeah.
outsourced, just looking at this, America, the devil.
But then at first I thought like I thought like I lost. I don't know why I automatically assumed that I lost it because it was hard to find the button to say keep this photo because
Yeah.
there's a big button that says take this photo down. So I thought I like lost because it said take this photo down and I found the button. I'm like oh, but then I really looked at it, I'm like what the fuck? This is like. Girls post like if this was a girl in the swimsuit, everyone would be like, "Oh damn!" Like there's girls all the time just like 2 fingers over their tiny nipples on Facebook. And it's not porn because everything's covered. Like everything's covered, and yet since I'm a guy, it looks ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, but since it's a guy and someone found it distasteful, automatically they flag it as porn. I'm like, why was I even surprised that they kept it? Like yeah, I'm completely covered. Like this is no different than a girl, and like this is like if I was wearing a banana hammock, people would have been less like they'd been like oh gross, but no one would have been offended. But as soon as you put straps that go above your shoulder and call it a mankini, people are like that's too far.
Dude, my stepsister has pictures that she's drawn and stuff of just fucking straight up naked bitches, man.
Right.
And like people have reported her up the wazoo, and these are graphic, and none of them have been taken down.
Really?
They're bad too.
Well, like as long
You can't even put those on like other sites.
fucking crazy.
yeah,
crazy
but when it's
hippie.
art, it's like really easy to get away with. Like that's the whole thing. That's why like a lot of people are like they hate hentai stuff because they're like, this is child porn. They're like, yeah, it's a cartoon. She's 40 years old.
She's over 18.
Right?
She's a demon.
Yeah, she's just a demon that
Just
went back in time.
400.
She's the devil.
She collected all the Dragon Balls. Someone wished she was a kid again, but she's really 40, and like it's like,
What are you gonna
well, I guess. I mean, because when it's a cartoon, you can say
Did
whatever
you watch it?
want.
Did you watch the story? You don't know.
She's like, or you don't even have to be that. Like, no, she's 50. She just looks really young. Like,
Did you read the back of the DVD case?
yeah.
Explains it all right there.
It's like, what can you do? So people hate that, but it's like, I guess I get it. Like, you can't say like she looks young. Like, weird. Okay. Just at that point, just be like, fine. No one's getting harmed with this child porn. It's fucking gross, and you're a weird person, but no one's getting hurt. So just enjoy fapping to cartoons and move
Yeah.
on. So.
They will rot. Don't worry.
I mean, no one gets mad at the tentacle porn for bestiality like that. Like that's not fair.
Bestiality's totally cool. That's why.
Hold on. Let's not put them in the same camp. There.
What were we talking about?
What are we talking about?
One time,
evolves.
we know this guy named
Mark Nelson.
no, but you know him, Laven. I don't think you guys know him. Kevin Sawville.
Oh, I do know him.
I don't think you guys know him. He's this fat ginger. Really fucking
Oh
annoying.
no!
And
He's an Emerald Devil.
yeah, whoa, he's a ruby emerald. Ruby.
He's a ruby emerald.
He's
Come
a
on.
ruby emerald. He's a ruby.
How come emerald doesn't work though?
Because that's racist, Ian.
Emerald is
That's
first-
against Ireland.
It goes against Ireland.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a ruby devil just to be like
ruby is just
less
to be
racist?
red. It's yeah.
But that's more racist. in
It's
some
ginger.
ways.
He's not a race. He's just
It's gingerous,
a
but to be fair,
pigmentation problem.
everyone like it's okay to be racist against gingers when everyone equally hates gingers except for gingers.
Is Irish a race, or is that just like a country people come from? Like,
That's just a country. That's not a separate race.
It's not.
I
No,
don't
it's not
think
really.
so.
a
They're pretty
race.
white and ginger and stuff.
Yeah.
To be fair, Ireland is kind of. Well, it's almost its
I
own
think
race
they have
because
like
gingers
a
are their own
massive
race.
black people population too. It's just a rumor though.
in Ireland.
Yeah,
I
like
don't see why they
25%.
wouldn't.
There's a lot of black people in London.
Yeah.
They'd fucking go. They love potatoes. Fucking black people love French fries. I'm just kidding. That was horrible.
Anyway, so this fat nasty
What did
ginger
Kevin
kid,
do?
he was.
Can't trust him.
He was fucking weird. Like I don't even know where to begin with this. So I'm just gonna say he's fucking weird. One of the weirdest guys I know, and I know a lot of fucking weird people.
When did you stop hanging out with him?
Basically when I stopped needing his car. And he used to play WoW, and we were always on vent with him. And so this is how weird he was. There was this rumor, and I want to say I believe the rumor was incorrect because of the difficulty, not that he wouldn't do it. There was a rumor that he had sex with his friend's cat, and I'm just like, I don't really know where I'd put my wiener into a
Yeah.
cat. So I think it's false just because I don't know where you do it, not because he wouldn't do it if it was possible. But anyways, so he also got caught at school one time watching animal porn by like one kid who was kind of a troll kid. He's kind of a troll kid, so like it was kind of like this kid is like troll, but at the same time it's like it's Kevin, and like if he's got like he could make up a million things about a million different people. So maybe like you could say he just randomly found Kevin, or randomly like decided to pick on Kevin and randomly decided to throw this insult at him. But more than likely, Kevin was really watching animal porn at school and got caught. So we were in vent one time, and me and Brandon and Kevin, and when you have to hit the control button or your hotkey to talk, and sometimes you're like too busy to talk, or your keyboard's away, or you just don't feel like responding. Anyways, my cousin Brandon keys and goes, Kevin, you there? And it's kind of quiet again, and I go, I think he's gone, dude. And then my cousin goes, huh, probably off fucking a cat again or watching some animal porn. And then I'm laughing but not keyed in. And like a couple seconds go by, and then all of a sudden, click. Nope, I'm here. I was busy fighting something. It was just like awkward. Like he heard the whole entire thing. Like he's probably off fucking some cat or watching animal porn. I was like, oh god.
I heard he had some goats. Now I know why.
It was even better because it's like normally you're like, oh shit, I insulted my friend. Now they know I pissed him off. But it's like it's Kevin. Like, oh well, Kevin heard me. I don't really fucking care.
That was the first time you did that too, and it wasn't a joke between you guys.
Yeah, that was like well we really didn't think he was there. We thought he like wanted to go get some all you can eat shrimp from A&W or something. But
Cook some all-you-can-eat shrimp.
that's all. When I think of Kevin, I think of all you can eat shrimp is because me, Ron, and him and Kevin used to hang out all the time, and we'd go to A&W for dinner every like Thursday night or something like that. And because we chose Thursday because Kevin's a fucking fat ass and likes all you can eat shrimp, and I was so
doesn't?
proud. We did this for like months on end, every week, and he just fucking loved like anything deep fried, but the shrimp.
Love shrimp, man.
So one day, like he'd go through 3 or 4 baskets of the shrimp,
Nice.
and one day he got like through 3.5, and so they're just sitting there. And we're about to leave. You're not allowed to share, but at the same time, like, it's your last basket. So what are they going to do now? Like I'm just going to grab. But so he's like, you guys can have the rest of these if you want. So I'm like, all right, sweet. So I grab one. I pull the tail off. And, I pull it out, like, grab the tail and I pull the deep fried skin off of it. And because they got this little, little vein of poop sack, like their little intestine on the back tail. And it's like, it's fine to eat. It's not going to kill you. But like, it's just like sometimes I don't even care, but like sometimes I do, and I just kind of like I'm just gonna take it off. So I pull it off and I slide the cover back on and eat the shrimp. He's like standing there all confused, like, what was that? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, why do you like peel it open and take that out? I'm like, oh, I just don't like to eat their poop. Like, I don't know, like just like it's not a big deal. I just don't like to. And he goes, what do you mean their poop? I'm like, well, it's like you're eating a whole animal. Like it's like a little poop sack. Like
Yeah,
it just
it's not.
it just hadn't pooped before. Like before they
You got
caught
caught
it.
and dead.
Yeah. So he's like, is that in all of them? And I'm like, yeah. Like what do you mean? Of course. Like, do all humans have intestines? Yeah. All these shrimp have intestines, and they're all like some of them have poop in them. And he's like,
I ate like 10 pounds of poop, man.
I don't think I can ever eat these things again. And I ruined deep fried shrimp for a fat guy.
What?
He could never eat
Yeah,
shrimp.
he didn't eat it again?
He could never eat it again.
Wow.
I was so proud. I ruined something deep fried for a fat man.
Wow.
So proud. I
You
made
didn't understand how animals work.
I want to say I made the world a little healthier that day, but he just moved on to something else.
So yeah, and somebody else ate the shrimp anyway. So
Chicken nuggets. I should just like go hang out. Like, hey Kevin, like it's been years. Let's hang out, and then like let's go to McDonald's. We go eat like some chicken nuggets, and I'll like just like
Go
get
to
like a.
chicken nugget, pay all
I'll just have like a baggie of these shrimp poop sacks, and I'm just gonna like rip the deep fry stuff off there and like pull out like a fake poop sack. It's like, what is that?
you have chickens, right? They poop.
Yeah, chickens poop, right? They just throw these birds into a blender, right? And every now and then the poop sacks don't get all blended up in the rest.
I
of
like
it.
to just pick through them and find them out, but
Yeah.
you know,
You don't always know, but
you might not get one in every nugget, but there might be one.
like, do all of them have it?
So he has to pick through all of them.
I'll be like, well, like it's McDonald's. They're all factory made, so they're all the same. So the poop
It's all
sack's always
breaded
right there.
and stuff. It's hard to see.
You gotta really dig.
Like half the time it's just blended up in it, but it's still there. But sometimes you'll find it right under that flap right there, and on the boot nugget, it's always right there. And
On the poop nugget.
There's one poop nugget in the back. We don't know where it is, but we know it's there.
Have you guys heard of Montesano?
the what?
Monsanto?
Monsanto. What is it?
Oh, the people who are poisoning the earth.
Monsanto.
The GMOs. Yeah.
You know what? This brings me to a genetic engineering smengineering.
Right.
Why haven't these fuckers came up with some kind of animal that can like give us eggs and cow milk and cow jerky and
Cow jerky.
and bacon?
To be fair,
How do you know they haven't?
I'd
say-
Yeah, in the lab.
one go. Just you can have this little pet and it's like a dog, like it's your friend.
Oh my god, it's got everything.
It would not be mobile. It wouldn't have eyes or a face or
Oh, it
legs.
could.
It would be a block of meat.
It could look just like
A
you.
block of living meat.
But to be fair, there's 2 points to that. Either A, they might be busy making zombies right now,
True.
like just like Umbrella Corp, or B, maybe they're turning us into those. Have you seen the southern part of America?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I have so many fat friends,
Beta testing.
But you're not even in the southern part of America.
and I'm not even in the southern part. It'd be like in the
spreading.
South, they say I have a few skinny friends. Like,
Dude, yeah, man.
you ROE, I'm sure they taste like pork and
Everything's
ribs
bigger in Texas.
and beef jerky.
Proud to be proud.
Proud to be proud.
So sad.
We are
Society.
Monsanto's experiment.
David McDavid.
Food is dumb.
You should just go on strike and stop eating.
Done it. Overrated.
No, I think I'm the other way. If you can't beat them, join them. I'm gonna get fat.
I'm trying to.
I ate a bag of Bugles today, and I'm like, you know what? If these weren't hard to find and ridiculously overpriced, I'd be morbidly obese.
I've been drinking so much beer.
And just
I have.
right when you think they're about to come for you, just stop pooping.
Right.
Have your own poop sack.
No, I can't. No.
Have your own poop sack. son.
No, I don't want to.
Maybe at the very least, at least go out with a bang. Like, at least grow some fat alien that's gonna eat you. Like,
Yeah.
at least do they all have that?
I'll put like some kind of like weed seed in my belly button or something for them.
I could see this.
Right when Monsanto comes knocking down your door, just take all the drugs you can.
I could see that in 100 years, some aliens
In your body.
some aliens having this conversation. Like, do they all have that? And then just the other alien, Kevnar, The only reason why I even hang out with you is because you got a sweet spaceship. Like,
You know what aliens are probably thinking right now if they're looking at us right now? They're probably like, those fuckers, they have alcohol, they have metal, they have gasoline. Why are they in this room talking to a computer? No one's gonna listen to this. They don't
blowing
even
up metal
care. They could be driving fast right now.
they're here talking about copyright infringement. No one's even making shit.
And then our one listener is just like sitting at their desk with their headphones on, just takes it off, just like, I'm more of a loser than them. I listened to the whole thing.
I'm so sorry, my listeners. You are just insulted eternally.
We're gonna have one viewer. His name is Sweet
Emsbury.
Alabama, who's like, I quit listening to the podcast after this one.
Amsbury, if you've made it this far,
Sweet
I
Alabama.
congratulate you.
Wait, is Super Effective the one where we have that one random fan who commented on the Facebook?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah, what did he say?
I
He
haven't
said
checked
we
that out yet.
rock.
Yeah,
He said we are really fucking good.
yeah.
He's just fantastically not
You know
from
what?
anywhere I ever been or anything.
I'm
no
so
relation.
I'm so depressed we don't have internet here. I think he deserves a shout out, and I don't know his name.
I think his
You have
name.
internet on your phone?
I'm gonna call him Detroit because I know he's from Detroit.
Detroit?
He's from Detroit.
Yeah.
Pretty good
Big
then.
D.
He's not from around here. He's from Detroit. He's
I wonder
from
if there's
Michigan.
any like conventions in Detroit we could go to and like see him.
Let's make a super effective effective
I got,
podcast.
I got,
Detroit.
I got an easier way. Why don't we have a convention here and that fucker can fly out this way?
All right.
He's too
Why-
depressed because
His
his basketball
ticket's
team
free.
just
We
lost.
need to get Layman in on this. We need 4 people to go that way. That's too far for 4 people. One person can do it 1/4 of the energy.
Plus, we do
work.
have better beer here.
We have a better
I'll feed
crime
him.
rate as well.
I'll get myself a giraffe chicken that can lay goose eggs and stuff.
I think. Oh, okay. You meant better. I think you meant we had more of a crime rate. I'm like,
No.
it's Detroit we're talking about.
No, I said we have a better.
better. Okay.
Better is less.
Well, like when we're competing for high numbers, better sounds like more.
I like to say that Detroit is basically America's Cuba.
Isn't Cuba America's Cuba?
Yeah. Yeah. Touche, Jack.
The politically correct America's Cuba.
it's the Cuba we can visit without getting detained.
That I don't know where I got that. I just thought of an island and attached it to Detroit. And
You know what they say? Call
I wish it was an
Mexico
island.
the biggest state in America.
Isn't that all the states?
No, I think Mexico's the biggest state.
I was talking to my sister about her work, and she goes, "Ian, we have stores." She said she was offered a job in Seattle. I was like, "In Seattle? That's pretty big league. You guys got like worldwide operation going." She's like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Even Mexico?" Like of all the countries I picked, like, oh yeah. Well, did you guys infiltrate Mexico yet?
Dude, that was my favorite thing is that roommate that's really argumentative. He's just like, he was talking about how like New York is like by far the biggest city in America. I'm like, no, like LA's bigger than New York.
Population or
Like population wise. Yeah, I'm like LA's
It is.
bigger than
No, New York's way more dense, isn't it?
no per like maybe per like square mile,
Are you
but
talking about
I thought
population
he meant
density or-
size
like,
wise. New York.
dense-
Size,
density,
no
but, like,
way. New York
but
is
sheer
tiny.
just plain out flat out population, not like about any restraints of like
Not
size or
density
anything.
or, like, per
yeah,
capita.
New York is not. So then he's like, no,
Within city
dude,
limits.
New York's
Is
the
really LA bigger now? I didn't
don't
think
know.
so. I
They're-
thought New York was like 10 million times.
No,
They
it's
were, like,
actually-
significantly bigger than anywhere.
To be
else.
fair, New York is a lot smaller size wise too, so like it's a lot more dense than LA because LA is very spread out.
Yeah.
God,
But so he saw like, no, dude,
San
New
Diego's
York's-
bigger than LA though.
New York's the biggest city in the world. I'm like,
Well,
What?
Not the world.
like fuck it. I'm like, no, like hands down. And then so like they're like it sounds like a troll answer, but he like fucking like thought I was trolling. I'm like, no, dude. Mexico City's the biggest city in the world. He goes, Mexico City? Is that just a city you made up? Because like Mexico and then a city? Like I'm like, no, it's like the biggest city in the
Whoa.
world. He goes,
This is your roommate, right?
yeah. He goes, no, dude, New York. I'm like, dude, you can look it up on Google. This is an easy one. But like New York's not even like a contender for like the top 3. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
But but like look up Mexico City, and he's just like, no, they're lying.
That's
I'm
not a
falling-
thing.
I'm not falling for
It's
him.
like
It's
Tokyo #2 or something.
I
I
actually
think
don't
Hong
know.
Kong
I
is-
just like
is
I
up
think
there.
like some city in India is like
Yeah, I was gonna say
Uh-huh.
some city in India, like Tokyo, and then like
Somewhere in
some
China.
place in Europe, maybe China.
China, like
China would have one of them. At
Hong Kong
least.
is pretty giant. Like it's up there in the top 5 at least.
Yeah. But I mean, like, to be
Singapore-
fair,
yeah.
also like to be fair, like if you really wanted to like get the record for the biggest city and like the most highest population city, like you could literally just like if the government wanted, like no one cares about having that record, but like or to that extent, but you could just literally like say like, all right, Oregon is now actually sadly Oregon isn't even the biggest city. You could be like, all right, now the state of California is now the city of California, part of Oregon. Like, and then you could call like the city of California is the highest populated city in the world. Like, so like it does go by like
There
size.
are
but-
political.
Yeah.
There's a whole infrastructure that goes along with being in cities.
Yeah. But like,
Saying
yeah, it
that-
probably wouldn't necessarily
played
work.
SimCity.
very
I know
well.
how you
Just
have
for like
to
a
advance.
minute, just be like, all right, guys, it's 6:02.
I mean, that's
we are
fine,
going to be
yeah,
a city
I guess.
until 6:03.
Yeah.
I guess you could redefine the word. I suppose.
Everyone deal with it for that.
But you
minute.
know, if you honestly did that though, you know there would be a couple lawyers who are like, we're gonna look into this and we're gonna like exploit every possible thing we
Within
can
the minute,
exploit
they're
in
like,
1
and
minute.
go.
Like there's
Tax
like a whole
breaks, tax things, getting
Right.
licenses, this and that.
Oh yeah.
yeah. But
apply. Okay,
buy a
well,
house really fast for some reason that works.
they've
out.
done silly things though. Like after World War II, America was like really hated like Chinese goods. So that like if it said made in China, people wouldn't buy it. So they made a city called USA, which is USA. And so it would say made in USA, but like on a tag, everyone would be like made in USA. I'll buy it, and it was
Oh,
made in
wow.
China.
Nice work.
Right?
I heard that before.
That's the legend I've heard. I don't know. If
I didn't
that's-
know if it was a joke or not.
Yeah.
Because I know they changed it to like you can actually say made in USA if like a tiny part of it is like
Mm-hmm.
designed in USA, or you can say assembled or created. Or
Yeah.
like,
that's what Apple stuff
There are
does.
lots
It's
of
designed in
ways to
California.
have this running, yeah.
All their
there's
stuff.
there's no actually like legal definition.
Mm.
You can just say made in USA if it's completely Chinese, and there's no legal action
Mm.
anybody can take.
Plus, if you've ever been to any like legit Chinese like store, like they're like made in USA.
Yeah.
Yes. Like sure. Let me grab the sticker right there, and like yeah, it's made in USA. See, like they don't care.
You go on eBay, it's like ships from USA. It's like you look in like the actual info Hong Kong.
Like
Yeah.
you could have people like you could have like a guy wearing an FBI jacket, a guy wearing an NSA jacket, a guy wearing like I don't know Border Patrol. Like they could all walk into a store and they would still be like, "You want an American good? Like I'll sticker on." Like they don't even care. Like they're hardcore.
It's kind of like a well-known joke. All American cars are built out of Chinese parts. All Japanese cars are made out of American parts. They just
Yeah.
assemble them there.
Really?
A lot of the time, like a lot of Japanese parts are manufactured in America.
Yeah.
No, most people don't like because you think like you see so many other countries' cars over here. It's like the best-selling car is still the Ford F-150. They sell one every second. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So there's still tons of them over there.
That's America.
America.
it is America.
Proud to be proud.
I do love to be American and just troll people on like I've been on chat roulette a lot lately, and literally you go through so many people like every country you can just like insult them and all they can be is like you're American, but like when you're sitting there being skinny, it's like they can't say much to you, and it's just like you see one guy and you'll see like one brown guy, you're like don't blow me up, and then they're just like that's really racist. I'm like, just don't blow me up, and I'll be whatever you want me to be. And then like they skip you, and then like a black guy, like, oh, sorry, you scared me. You're black, and they're like, what the fuck is that? And it's next to you, and then like,
Australian.
yeah, the Australian ones came up, and that was my favorite. That was the
wow.
best one. I don't remember. Well, no, that was the most thing. They're from New Zealand, and I said, oh look at they're Australian. They're like, bitch, we're not from Australia. So these two chicks got really two chicks got really mad, and then one guy, and then there's one guy sitting in the back room. It was really chill, and then so we got them really pissed off at us because I kept calling them Australian, and they weren't fat, and they had like average, decent sized boobs. But Beth was like, "What are those like tiny tits? Like, what?" Like, she's just trolling them, and then she started saying how fucking ugly they were and how fat they were, and they were just average. But when one chick calls you fat, it doesn't matter. They just started raging, and then so we had one guy like was mooning us, and I'm like, "Oh, what a pussy! He won't even show us his dick." And then so there's two chicks in the room. So then he like grabs his shirt like this, like pulls it up above his belly button, like waving his junk in the front of the screen, but he's got his shorts on. I'm just like, "Yeah, you gonna take him off?" And he just like keeps waving. I'm like, "Oh, I see what's going on here, Beth. He's got a tiny dick and he doesn't want them to know." And then totally flipped out. I'm like, he's just like, "What, you think I got a tiny dick?" I'm like, "Show it if it's not." And then he's just like, "It's not tiny, you don't have to show it." I'm like, "If it was big, you'd be like showing it off." Then he got so pissed, he walks out of the room. And then so these other chicks are like calling us, they're like a slur of cuss words, flipping us off. I'm like, and
They're pissed at you?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they be laughing?
Like, all of us. They're all, because we kept calling them Australians and they're New Zealand.
Oh, it was the same people.
Yeah. And there's this one chill guy in the back and he's just kind of laughing. Like, he's just like, "This is hilarious." So then I'm like, "I love this guy." So we start complimenting this guy. So then like somehow he's like on our side and this like, he's surrounded by people who hate him. I'm like, "You chose the wrong side, dude. They can actually hate you." But
I think if they're so pissed, they just like hit next.
but it's so funny.
Yeah,
like
that's so weird.
everyone you can make fun of, but like no one ever like, when you're not fat, it's hard to make fun of an American apparently. So
Like,
I don't know.
I
Most people can think of a ton of things to make fun of.
it's hard to be superficial. I guess like you could be like, "Your school system sucks," and I'd just
Yeah,
be
usually
like,
it's
But
come
yeah,
up
it
with
does. We
laws.
hate it
They're
too.
like, yeah, like don't go outside, you get shot, and then you know.
But when you're on
not directly your
Snapchat,
fault, though.
you have to be very superficial. For you, basically, you have to be like, you have to make fun of like the foundation of the world's problems. You have to make it like choose race. If there's absolutely nothing wrong with them, like luckily I'm a guy, so if they're from America, I can always go with like, "You're a girl." But I mean, the only thing you can say about me, like on Snapchat, because without knowing anything about me besides my parents, is that I don't have a beard. But like, that's it.
Dude, you know what you can say to them about going outside and getting shot? Is you can say, "You know what? The other day ago, I took a piss in my yard, and guess what? The gun laws in America are bullshit, and anyone can get guns and ammo. If someone really wanted me dead, I'd be dead."
I know. I feel like so behind because chat roulette is like so 3 years ago. But at the same time, like there's still people on there and it's awesome. Like I met a guy last night. He was talking to me about, I don't know, like I wouldn't have believed him because he said he had.
probably shouldn't believe him.
He had. Wait, I wouldn't have believed him.
Oh, okay, sorry. Until.
He said he had an ankle bracelet, like one of those like house arrest things, so you can't leave your house for his DUI. I'm like, what? Like you don't get it. Like, okay, so this is the thing is maybe he's lying about why he got it, but he was like, well, again, like you can be as open. Like what the worst? Like you see something really creepy, then you just hit next or something, right? So there's no reason to really lie. So then like he said he got it for his DUI. I'm like, "You have an ankle bracelet?" And he like popped it up, and he's like got this like gray little like leash on his foot and this red light blinking. I'm like, "You were the coolest dude I met tonight."
I think I've heard of, maybe it was on TV or a movie or something, but I've heard of people getting ankle bracelets for DUI.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard of people having to they have a breathalyzer machine that they have to blow into like every hour or something crazy like that.
That's fucked.
I've heard of, maybe it was one of you guys that told me it's on your body and it monitors your blood alcohol level.
Shit.
Awesome.
Did you guys tell me about that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, maybe
That
I
sounds
read it
familiar,
somewhere. Yeah. They have an ankle bracelet,
Damn.
and it also like it tests your sweat all the time to see how much alcohol is in your system.
That's crazy. But
Damn.